Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 18th, 2019. My name is Harold Kinker. I'm here in Beaverdam, Ohio, on behalf of the Veterans History Project, a program developed by the Library of Congress in the year 2000 to preserve the history of our veterans who served in the military. Today I'm here with Fred Andrews, who was in the Army during World War II from November 1941 until September 1945, and he now resides here in Beaverdam, Ohio. Let's begin. Tell us a little bit about yourself prior to going in the service. Where were you born, family life, where'd you go to school?
Yeah, I was born on a farm 2.5 miles east. Didn't do much of anything. I worked on the railroad section gang and got a job in Lima building the south plant of the steel foundry. I worked on the railroad for 40 cents an hour, and I got there, and I was soon a carpenter's helper for $1 an hour. So I thought I was rich.
Where did you go to school?
Here in Beaverdam.
Here in Beaverdam?
Well, for the first 6 years, I went to a one-room school out there in Phillips School, about 2 miles.
Okay. Who were your parents? What did they do?
And they finally brought us all into Beaverdam. What'd you say?
I say, who were your parents and what did they do?
They was farmers.
Okay.
Paul Andrews and Clara.
Did you have any siblings? Brothers, sisters?
Yeah, there was 4 boys and 1 girl. Had 3 brothers. 2 of them was in the service. They left my younger brother out on the farm to help Dad farm. So he never
served.
got drafted.
How did they feel about you going in the service?
How did they feel about it? I didn't join. I was drafted.
You were drafted? You didn't have a choice?
Yeah, they just figured that was my job.
Okay. Any particular reason why you stayed with the Army and didn't try a different branch of service?
No, I was just fed up with the Army after 3 years.
Well, I mean, when you were drafted, you could have went in the Navy or you could have went in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah, well, me and another guy tried to join the Marines right after the Pearl Harbor, and they was all full. They wouldn't take us because there too many.
So you stayed with the Army.
People,
Okay.
I guess. And we joined. I made $21 a month the first 3 months, I think. And they took $7.10 insurance out of that. So I ended up with $12.90. That didn't go very far. So we heard about the paratroops. They paid $50 jump pay. So we both joined that. And he wasn't gonna. Well, they sent us to Camp Shakes in New Jersey. And we was replacements. They soon put us in on the Washington. That was a troop ship going over. So we was in our outfit already. And well, this guy I went with, the Burkholder, he said they'd send me overseas before I get home. So he took off over to hell. And then they put him in the outfit, and they went up on the Aleutian Island, run the Japs off of there. And they put him in the, they call it the Rangers.
Okay.
Overseas.
Where did you do your basic training?
Camp Wheeler in Georgia.
Camp Weaver?
Wheeler.
Wheeler. Okay.
Yeah. Then
Okay.
then we joined the paratroops and went to Fort Benning.
Okay.
And we, they had a place out there they called the Frying Pan. That's where they sent the guys that went through their parachute training, and they'd send them to different outfits from there. But well, I got involved then with that 82nd Division going across the street. We were supposedly replacements for the first, but then they just put us in. They didn't wait till we needed replacements. So them guys that was old timers, you know, in the 82nd, it was. I don't never know for sure where they was. I think it was in North or South Carolina. I don't know where the home place was for the 82nd Division. I was never there.
I think it's Fort Bragg.
Fort Bragg, no, that was our
Not then?
school. Fort Bragg, I believe. Yeah, it must have been
Yeah,
it.
my son was assigned to them.
Yeah.
What was basic training and parachute training like?
Oh, yeah. Basic training, they had one excuse after another. We never got to town it was 13 weeks. I believe they finally got us left us go to town the last 3 weeks. They had one excuse after another. They wouldn't let us go to town for some reason or other. And,
What were your instructors like?
oh,
Did any come to mind? Anybody special?
yeah, the paratroop, that was pretty rough. But the other guys was in basic training, they wasn't too bad.
Do any of them stand out? Do you remember any of them?
Don't believe so.
No?
I remember one.
Okay.
Just something you went through and you forgot about it.
What was the hardest part?
Eh?
What was the hardest part?
Well, when I got in that parachute training, we done everything. We run everywhere, double time. You know, it just make it tougher, I guess. And yeah, that was the main thing. They just run all the time. Do
you have any vivid memories of training or anything? Any funny stories that might have...
The guy ahead of me, you could tell when they was going to jump out of an airplane. If they was going to jump out, they put their hands, side of the doorway, and this guy went up there like that, and I just run into him. We both went out the same time. He thanked me for it after a while, but I don't think he made it anyhow. I just lost track of him.
Okay. What was your first assignment, your first deployment?
Oh, we was in Africa for till we went to Sicily in July. It was just boredom more than anything else. We put up pup tents out in a wheat field, really. And yeah, we went on problems all the time to keep busy. But
Were you assigned to Patton's unit?
eh,
Were you assigned to Patton's unit?
yeah, Patton was our boss.
Was your boss? Okay.
Yeah, up till till he slapped that guy up in Italy, and they sent him to England. Yeah, he was
Now, did you jump into Sicily?
at night.
Okay.
Yeah, we flew through the storm on the way to Sicily, and they didn't figure on it, I guess. And we was in the formation of three planes. They was afraid we'd hit each other, so they told the pilot to scatter out. And I was sitting right behind the cockpit, and I heard their last instructions. They just said, "Get them over the land and kick them out." So they just scattered us all over hell.
Okay.
You know, we were supposed to land pretty close together. When we went through that storm, we just all scattered out, and we didn't. I think maybe about 20 of us got together on a hill with a castle.
Now I know when the planes came in to drop you paratroopers, some of them came under fire from our own ships.
That was the 505. They come in the next day. They were just supposedly going to land behind the lines. That was pretty safe. You know, we jumped in ahead of everything, and the 505, they was going to drop them off where it was safe, just for for reinforcement for the beach. And
After Sicily, you went to.
they had the same damn signal for an air raid as they did for when it was clear. They just blow the sirens. And the guys in the Navy, they was just a German air raid, bombing raid went through there. And then they was really blowing all clear. And the guys shooting at the airplanes thought that was another air raid, so they shot. That never made much of the news, but they shot down like I forget how many planes, a hell of a bunch of them. Werner wiped out the 505, and they kind of. I always said they kind of babied the 505 on account of that, and then we took the brunt of it, the 504.
Now, what was your job in the Army? I mean, were you just a rifleman?
I was a machine gun assistant at first. Then, then they made me a machine gunner. Then after that, there was so many temporary. Somebody'd get killed, and then they'd just pick out some next guy say, "You're acting corporal." You know, just acting corporal. Had to. Well, you waited until somebody got killed, and then you got promoted. That's all.
Now, were you a corporal when you were in Sicily?
Yeah, I was they finally uh, up in Italy then. I think I was acting corporal. Well, I was a machine gunner after that guy went nuts. And,
Now, did you land in the boot of Sicily when they invaded?
eh?
Did you land in the boot of Sicily when they invaded?
Well, we landed in an olive grove. And, well, before we went to the health in Africa there, they wasn't washing the dishes very good, and about everybody had the GI shit. And well, uh, see, we had them pants laced up. This guy, well, he was the closest to me when he jumped. But when you jump out, you're going about 100 miles an hour, and then your chute opens and just squeezes the hell out of you. And he shit himself. But, and I didn't know where in the hell I was, so I got my rifle and elbows across, trying to sneak up on somebody. And there he didn't want to take his shoes off and everything, and he ripped his shorts up and he was wiping himself off. I smelled him before I seen him. That was exciting. Well, when we was going through that storm, an airplane was doing about everything. But we had a bucket on each side to puke in if somebody got sick. And about all they could do was holler, "Bucket!" And, well, we finally got out of the airplane anyhow.
Now, when you went to Anzio, you didn't jump in there, did you? Did you land by ship?
By ship, yeah. Well, we've done the same thing at Salerno, really. Well, we didn't land at Salerno. We landed up the beach about 20 miles, I'd say. It was a tunnel through a mountain, and well, if the Germans could have got through that tunnel, they'd have come in on the side of Salerno. So we went, landed, I don't know, about 20 miles, I think, to guard that tunnel. Well, they mined the road ahead of it, so the Germans couldn't. And they left me and another guy. Well, we went out on a platoon. Patrol, and blowed up a bridge that they was. And the runner forgot us. Me and another guy was on the last hole, but maybe 150 yards from that bridge, and he never come and got us. We was the end one, for some reason or other. He evidently didn't know where in the hell he put that he was supposed to gather up everybody and get the hell out of there about midnight. But they left me and this other guy there, and well, we stayed up, but when it turned daylight, but there was a whole bunch of Germans waiting, had their armor waiting on to get across that bridge we blew out. And well, it was before chainsaws, and they had crosscut saws, and they sawed up a whole bunch of timber. It was in a woods, and they sewed them logs in that place where we built the bridge. And well, this guy I was with, he said, "Well, I just shoot like hell and then get out and run." And I looked back and there ain't nothing there but an open field. And I said, "Hell, they ain't seen us yet." I said, "We'll just keep our heads down." And so we was there all day watching them Germans cross the road or across this bridge. And we took us 3 days to get back to, because the Germans had all their tanks lined up on the road. So we had to, it was hillier than hell. We took us 3 days to find the outfit.
Now, when you went to Anzio, you say that was a
Yeah,
hell of a fight.
we just walked in there. It's level ground. Used to be, they said it was a kind of a beach that people from Rome, the rich people, used to go there. It's like our beaches around here, you know, that rich people mostly.
Now, when you tried your breakout,
But
when you tried your breakout from the beachhead,
well,
take
we just kept
Cisterna and
backing up, and then see, I got a piece of shrapnel through my leg, so I lost track of the outfit. That's what saved me. I'd have probably got killed right there too. I bet you.
what day were you wounded?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, what day? Well, it was. I have no idea. I know I got. I walked back to this first aid, whatever it was, and still had my rifle. And the doctor said, "If you can walk and carry your rifle, get the hell out there on the front where you belong." So I kind of bitching. I turned around and started to leave, and the sergeant said, "Hey, his leg is all bloody." He said, "We better look at him." And, I remember the doctor was kind of surprised that I walked back from the front. I told him they was killing people up there. I didn't like it.
Now that was, were you there very long? I mean, just a few days, or I know.
Well, it was, I think just about the next, when it turned night, we got out of there somewhere or other. That's kind of a lapse in my memory. I don't know how the hell we had to have been on a boat. We went back to Salerno.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
How did you keep in touch with your friends and family back home?
I got all the email. My mom kept every one of them. I said, remember the email? They took a picture of them. I said it was about as big as a postage stamp. And then they enlarged it and they got. I don't know, Steve's got them too someplace.
Did you get letters on a regular basis from home, or?
Oh, they didn't send. Probably, well, see, they had 3 kids in the Army, so they, maybe once a month.
Now, were your brothers that were in the service, were they also in the Army?
Yeah, well, my older brother, he was an engineer on a railroad. He didn't do anything that he didn't do. Well, he was a fireman here, but when he got in the Army, they made him an engineer. So he drove trains. deliver stuff. And, well, according to his discharge, he was in the Battle of the Bulge, but he just delivered railroad cars up there, probably gasoline after we run the Germans back again. So I doubt if he ever got shot at. My younger brother, he was in the 505, but then he got his feet froze in the Battle of the Bulge, and then he soon come home.
Are they still alive?
Oh, they're all dead but me.
Okay. All right. Were you married while you were in the service?
No.
No? Did you get married when you got home?
Oh, that was quite a while. That was for a couple, 3 years.
Did you have a girlfriend while you were in the service that you wrote back and forth to?
I wrote one girl a couple of letters. And it seemed that wasn't going well. She was too young. That's why I had a date with her. We went to a movie in Lima, and somebody accused me of robbing the cradle, and I didn't know she was that young, so I kind of dropped her and got away from her. Still eating her walk, still living.
Now, the lady that put me in touch with you, Marge, was she a classmate of yours, or?
Who?
Marge?
Marge. Oh, I only knew one Marge, I think. I worked with her. Marge Dillinger.
I don't recall her last name. That's okay.
Yeah,
Van
you
Meter?
know her.
Yeah, Van Meter. Yeah, Marge Van Meter.
Oh, I never knew her until we was at that reunion thing over there.
Okay.
I don't know whether she heard me say something about the war or what. But we just met when we was leaving, and we probably didn't have a half a dozen words. But she asked when I was where I lived, I guess, and she come over. And,
Now, after you were
set
okay.
this up.
After you were wounded, you say you returned to Britain, to England, for a while.
Yeah, well, we went to Britain, and then we jumped in Holland.
You jumped in Holland. Okay. Were you part of that Bridge Too Far?
Yeah, did you ever see that movie?
I did.
Yeah, that was most realistic. To me, it was. I watched a lot of war movies. And, well, I was there, so I was one of the ones that remember them rowing the boat across the river. I was doing one of them, and I was rowing. And this guy ahead of me, he just all at once he just kind of fell over in my lap, quit rowing, and I looked at him. He had a hole in his head up there. What the hell am I going to do with the guy? The boat's probably the side rails was only maybe 2 foot high. I might not been that high. I just rolled him off the boat in the water, and then I could row again. They thought that was cruel, but he never bitched about it.
No. Did you do anything for good luck while you were in the service?
What?
Did you do anything for good luck?
Oh, I don't know. Don't think so. Yeah, I said that was about the last one I prayed. Me and my buddy Steve Katarzik Polish guy. He was a Catholic, and about the only time we'd get to religion is when we was going to go on the next, like we went to church before we jumped in Sicily, and then I remember we went to church over in England. We'd go to his Catholic church one time, and then the next time he'd come with me as a Protestant.
Okay.
But he got killed too. That's
Right.
kind of what
Now you were wounded twice. Once was at Anzio.
yeah.
Where did you receive your second wound? In Holland?
The Battle of the Bulge, yeah.
In the Bulge,
I was,
okay.
well, they had us riding the tanks because the Germans was laying close in the fence rows with their, they called them a Panzerfaust. There was a big chunk of, kind of like like a bazooka. They blow the treads off the tank. It wouldn't disable them. So they had us riding the tank to watch them fence rows to shoot the Germans before they knocked their tanks out. And there was a bunch of Germans going from one woods to another, probably about 50 feet of open ground there. And I was sitting on the tank, leaning against the turret, and I was shooting at them guys running across there. And they finally got pissed one of them off, I guess, and the bullet hit the tank turret right in front of my face and sprinkled my face and got a little chunk of something in my eyeball. Well, it was snow on the ground, and pretty soon, they say one eyeball gets hurt, well, the other in sympathy to it or something, but pretty soon you're blind in both eyes. And they didn't want to let me go because I was still walking. Yes.
Well,
Finally, I just sat down. Hell, I couldn't see nothing to shoot, and I just finally had enough of it. I just sat down and said, "To hell with them." A jeep come along and picked me up after a while and sent me to Paris. I got to Paris twice during the Battle of the Bulge. First time we were taking the town, I jumped off it was a stone wall there. I didn't jump off. I sat on it and then jumped, but I sprained my ankle. And I went to, I couldn't hardly walk. I went to the medics, and they didn't have no x-ray things or nothing. And, well, they made me walk 2-3 days after I sprained my ankle, and the damn thing swelled up like a football. And went back finally, and they didn't, like I say, they didn't have any x-rays, and they just figured it was broke, so they sent me back to Paris. And the guy got his, buzz saw off the cast, and I said, "You don't need that." I just pulled it off like a big boot, the swelling went down. He said, "What in the hell are you doing back here?" So I got about a week off that time. Then I went back to the front, and that's when the sniper tried to shoot me. I was pretty well hid behind that tank turret, or he'd have probably got me right like that guy Rowan, that extra eyeball in the center of his head. That was about it. Yeah, I had experience too about rowing across the Rhine River on a patrol. We went across once, and then it was I figured he was the Air Force. He wanted to see what the hell we done, I guess, so they rigged up a patrol to go across the river. Well, there was only 3 of us survived that. Got them all got shot, I think. Well, at the back of this book, it shows people who got killed in action, and some of them didn't, just disappeared.
Now you were
Like this guy, or I mean, the rest of the patrol were, they just all disappeared. They were just missing in action. That's all they could.
Now you were in the service until September of 45.
Yeah, I got all of
The war in Europe ended in May. So what did you do between May and September? Were you stationed in Europe for a period of time and then sent home?
Well, I thought, well, they had that point system. If you had enough points, you were supposed to supposedly get sent home. And the outfit went to Berlin. Then they come. I had enough of it. I decided I wanted to come home. And then they were sending all the younger guys back to the States first to retrain them, to send them to Japan. And we were just in an old French army barrack in France there from April to probably I was in the service here about a month before I got my discharge.
Okay.
I had high blood pressure and I didn't know it. And finally, I just sick of the army. And coming up my birthday, and went in there and I asked the officer what in the hell I had to do to get out of the army, and he said, "Just sign these 3 papers." It just, that left them off of anything that. Then if I knew it, I'd had high blood pressure, and I could have drawn a pension all the way through there, and I didn't know nothing about it until.
You recall your last day of service?
Hey,
You recall getting discharged, your last day of service? How did it feel?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, that's okay. Did you ever consider staying in the Army?
No, I was sick of it.
You were done with it?
Yeah, when I got home, I said, "Boy, that's enough for me."
When you returned home, how were you received?
Yeah, I was the 3rd one home. That's just something else. They didn't even, I don't know whether my folks even come out of the house. Me and another guy he was from Michigan, well, the trains were full, couldn't get it, so we decided to hitchhike home. We got one ride to Route 30. We lived on Route 30, and an Army captain picked us up in a 35 Ford. And the speed limit was 35 miles an hour. Whoa, that was the slowest trip I ever made. He wanted to get home. Well, we made it from the East Coast to Fort Wayne the first day. And when I ain't even got a picture of myself when I got out. Everybody hollered at me, "Get off of the," my brothers did. get that goddamn uniform off. You're done with it. So I didn't even get a picture of myself.
How did you readjust to civilian life after you got back?
No, not too good for a while. My friend talked me into getting a job at the telephone company. And I started working at the phone company, and I didn't know they thought everybody held back a week, week's pay before they'd pay you. And the first pay I got it was 2 weeks. And they paid the whole 2 weeks right off. I thought, hell, that's pretty good money, because I thought they held back a week. And shit, I had started about worse, about as bad as working on the railroad. I think I got a nickel.
Okay.
I think I worked on the railroad for 40 cents an hour, and I think I got 45 cents an hour working for. That wasn't hardly nothing, but it was a job, so I just stayed with it.
Did you have any special friendships that you made while you were in the service?
Well, me and that guy that got killed, Steve Tarzik, that I kind of quit making close friends with anybody, because it seemed like every time I'd make a friend, they'd get killed. So I just kind of quit making close friends.
You ever have any reunions?
Reunion? Yeah, we had. We went down to. What was it? Down in Tennessee. That guy that led the patrol across the Rhine River. He stayed in, or he got used his. He got to be a big doctor. He pretty near owned that little town down there.
Okay. I think we're coming towards the end of our time. I want to
to.
thank you for your service.
Okay.
Thank you for allowing us to come today.
Yeah.
Had some good stories. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Hey.
Anything you'd like to add?
No, got real happy when I got discharged.